Well, I decided to make some chocolate chip cookies for the dollhouse today. Stay tuned and see how fun and easy these are to make. Alright, fall always puts me in a baking kind of mood, and I was out of chocolate chips and I was craving chocolate chip cookies today. So I decided, since I can't make real ones, I'll make some for the dollhouse. Now I know I've made some cookies in the past on this channel that could be either raisin cookies or chocolate chip cookies, but these are done a little differently. Not a lot, but what I have here, I have my cookie dough color clay sitting here still. This is the Sculpey 3 in equal parts tan and beige. You could use Fimo Sahara or you could use Primo Ecru if you have those. This is what I had, and it was just sitting here. Then I have pre-made some snakes of a dark brown. This, I believe, is suede brown from Sculpey, but any dark brown clay will work. Make snakes, pre-bake them, and have them on hand. You can chop them up and use them for lots of things. I've chopped it fairly small. I've rolled my clay out on the third setting on my pasta machine, and I have the smallest Kemper cutter. I have the round one, but it doesn't matter. We are going to just make little pieces. And you could use any cutter. This is the one I have, but we're just using it to portion our clay. We're not actually going to leave them this shape. We're going to make little balls out of them. Okay, that's probably more than enough for right now. And I have my piece of sandpaper. Now, I actually want to, before I forget, because I want to get the bottoms colored too. So over here, whoops, that was not where you can see it even. A little brown clay, chalk, and a little yellow ochre chalk. And I'll put a little bit in there too. And I'm going to use my brush to kind of mix that together. Okay, now hopefully I don't have it all over my fingers. I'm going to take my little round ball of clay and I'm going to set the bottom in that. Then I'm going to move it to my sandpaper. Let's do that again. Just the tiniest bit of chalk on the bottom. Not much, just a little. Again. I think I've made my pieces of brown clay a little too big, so we're going to have to chop those up a little more. Just trying to get just a little color on the bottoms of these balls of clay. Since we're going to bake them on the sandpaper, this is really our only chance to get color on the bottom before we bake. And my sandpaper has been used many, many times, and it's starting to peel up sometimes, but that's okay. I was too lazy to go dig out another sheet of it. Just making little balls of clay. Oops, turn over. All right. Now, the secret is they don't want to stay on the sandpaper now because they've got the chalk on the bottom. I'm going to get a little cornstarch on my finger. I always keep a little container of cornstarch on my table. And some will stay down better than others. And these are not meant to be those little teeny tiny chocolate chip cookies you get in the package on the aisle in the grocery store. These are like the nice big ones like you might make at home. Alright, now let's see if we can, got those all made, kind of flattened. This is kind of a messy process. Now, this is a piece of raw spaghetti. I don't know if I've showed you this trick or not. It's just raw spaghetti from the kitchen. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to touch the end of it to my tongue. And it works to pick up the little bits of clay. This also works to pick up little beads and things too. It's great for those no-hole beads that we use a lot. Come on. I had rolled out this piece of brown for the chocolate chips. I'd actually rolled out from my other channel, so it's a little big. It's rolled out a little bit bigger than I normally would for this scale, but it'll still work. We'll call them chocolate chunk cookies, not chocolate chip. And I'm just going to continue. I'll turn the camera off so you don't have to watch me pick up every one of these little pieces. But I'm just going to continue to put some chocolate pieces onto the tops of my cookies. When I get them all on, I'll turn the camera back on and we'll go to the next step. Alright, I have those on there. I know they're really hard to see on the sandpaper, but it really is the best way to bake them. And I suppose I could have dug out some black sandpaper, but it's not really a heavy enough grit to make much texture. It comes off very smooth. So my usual 3 chalks that I always use. A little much on that, but that's okay. We'll just, whoops, we brushed off a chocolate chip. And it's more a matter of pouncing than anything else. And if you feel like you've still got too much texture, or not enough texture rather, just kind of, or too many fingerprints. Alright, that's all there is to it. Now these are going to go in the oven just like any other cookie. Again, we are baking right on the sandpaper. When they're baked and cooled, I'll come back and we'll take a look at them. Okay, our cookies are baked and cooled. And I'm going to pop them off the sandpaper. I love how these come out all like bumpy and craggy like real homemade cookies. So, oops, I think I just popped the chocolate chip out instead of popping that off of the sandpaper. I can fix that with some glue later. Or just put it at the bottom. There we go. So let me see if I can get you guys a little closer. And let's see, there's the, is that going to be focused? I can't tell if it's focused. The light in this room is really bad right now because it's really bright outside. And I'm in front of a window, so it's like lit really weird. But there's our cookies. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Be sure and check the blog post. I'll have a little more information there as always. If you haven't found us on Facebook, I encourage you to do so. And if you're making some of the minis you see in my projects, be sure and share a picture with me. It's easy to do on Facebook, and I love seeing what everyone else is working on. I'll talk to you later. Bye.